Hi everyone, Dr. Jeff back with Fiona this week. And yeah, we got a special event coming up on March 31st at 6:45 that Monday night. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so we're gonna hold a workshop on plantar fasciitis. So if you're interested in that, please join us. And on that topic, this video we're gonna talk about foot mechanics and how it affects your whole body. There's only really two alignment issues that could happen with your feet. One is overpronation, which is flat feet.
Yeah, the other one is kind of over supination. So flat feet's kind of rolled in, supination is kind of rolled out. So when babies start to walk, what happens with babies, their feet are kind of turned in and the toes are kind of turned in. As they start to get stronger and start to stand up and start to walk, the feet will actually start to turn out like this to get straight forward, and they'll start to develop their arches. This kind of happens till maybe about the age of 8. After the age of 8, we really can't change things around as much anymore. But the whole idea is their muscles are getting stronger, they're learning how to walk, they're learning how to create their gait. About 80% of people are going to be overpronators, like Fiona mentioned. The other 20% are called oversupinators. What that is, that means your foot is turned out. They're like high arch people. And these are people that are kind of basically genetically built with high arches. One of the problems with a high arch is it kind of turns your foot out a little bit. So these people are going to be more prone to spraining their ankles. So people that come in with chronic ankle sprains, that's one thing we look at is their feet. One way we can measure this is that we actually take a pen and we can draw it down the back of your Achilles, down your heel, and you'll see it comes down and your heel bone kind of goes this way for oversupination or this way for overpronation. We kind of tell, but generally you really tell by just looking at them. You can see if they're flat feet or not. The other thing that happens with oversupination is now your shin bone is going to turn out, your femur is going to turn out, and that's going to cause your pelvis to kind of rotate as well, and that's going to cause your back to actually go straight, so that natural lordosis in your back goes straight. When that happens, that puts all different types of stresses on those muscles and on those discs in your back and on your hip and your knee joint that can lead to problems down the road.
Yeah, and then with flat feet, so it goes in like that, and then that causes, it also causes your plantar fascia to stretch.
Yeah, it really causes it to lengthen, so they put stress on it.
And that can cause plantar fasciitis, a link to the workshop.
Yeah.
And then that causes the tibia and the femur to internally rotate. That causes the pelvis to anterior rotate, so tilt forward, and causes overly arches your lower back, and that also puts pressure on your muscles and discs.
Yeah, so with your back curvature, if your curvature is in kind of a neutral position, that can start stretching your back. I know years ago, not necessarily you have to have foot pain to know that your feet are out of alignment. Like most people that are, 30, 40 years old don't really know that their feet are kind of off alignment because their body's accommodated to their whole lifespan. But at some point what can happen is the muscles then stop their ability to compensate for it and start to get sore. And I remember I was working 20, 25 years ago, and I remember I was working and one summer my back started to get really sore. All the time my associate was treating me like every second day with my back pain. And at one point she said, you just switched from wearing your shoes with your orthotics in to your sandals, because I was switching into my summer wardrobe. And so I ended up putting my running shoes on to go to work and with my orthotics in, and my back pain, within 2 weeks, my back pain cleared up. And again, I think the problem is now my feet are a bit flat, and I was kind of rotating in. That was causing my back to kind of overcompensate, to go into hyperlordosis, and causing all sorts of issues with my muscles. And again, I was getting up there in age a little bit, and my body just said, we just can't compensate for it. And one of the things we also note here is that the worst thing for your feet is to go from wearing good shoes with arch supports to wearing bare feet. Because if you're wearing bare feet all the time, the muscles in your feet are actually going to get stronger, so it's going to actually create a strong support system. Whereas you're wearing artificial supports in your shoes, your arch is actually going to become weak. So if you're going back and forth, you get the artificial support, and then you go with bare feet. And we see this a lot in this time of year with people going down to Mexico Florida and stuff, and they're walking in sand after being up here in their shoes all the time, and their feet get really sore, and their knees and their hips and the back get really sore. So going back and forth between good support shoes and flat feet is kind of the worst thing you can do for your feet. So quite often we'll suggest to people when you're at home, get a decent pair of shoes to wear around the house as well, so you're not actually walking that much in bare feet, or just going bare feet year round in the snow. It's okay with me, you know.
Okay, now we'll talk about like ways that you could strengthen your arch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 exercises for you. So one, I'm gonna take off my shoe here. One is called towel scrunches. So basically, you're gonna get a towel laid out like this, and then you're just gonna try to scrunch that towel up like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So
You're pretty good at that.
Thanks. Okay, and then the next one is just getting just like a regular ball. It could be a tennis ball, any sort of ball, and then just rolling it back and forth on your feet like that.
Nice foot massage.
Yeah.
Feels really good. If you have really bad plantar fasciitis, so that's going to be sore doing that. So,
Yeah, it is.
quite often we'll suggest you freeze up a water bottle, and instead of a ball, you roll your foot on the water bottle, so you're actually reducing the inflammation from the plantar fasciitis. Worst comes to worst, and we're really struggling, like I had back in the day. We go to an orthotic. An orthotic is essentially it's an insert we put in your shoe, and the whole idea is to correct the mechanics of your foot. So here we use something called the foot mat system. So it's actually a laptop and a mat on the floor we have you walk across, so we can actually see what's happening from heel strike to toe off with the mechanics of your feet. Are you turning in? Are you too early going forward? What's happening to your feet and with your mechanics? And we also make a mold of your foot, so we actually get an imprint of your arch and your foot. We send that to a company, and they can then do a prescription to correct the mechanics of your feet as you're walking, and actually has a picture of your arch, so they give you a good arch support. The only thing with an orthotic, again, is that it only works when you wear it. So if you're going from wearing your orthotics, when you're running, and then you go home and you put your flats on, or you go to work, it's really not going to help you that much. So when you get an orthotic, you really have to get an orthotic. It's going to be aware of most of your shoes, so you're wearing them all the time.
Great. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family, and also comment down below if you have any suggestions for future videos. And as we say at Goldsworthy Wellness,
Yep, we got your back.